What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ben. Welcome back to BH Aquatics. Before I start, I just wanted to thank you all who have subscribed after the Fishroom tour this year. I know that I said I was going to be more consistent with videos, and I really haven't. So I just wanted to thank all of you who have stayed with the channel, who haven't unsubscribed, who've really stuck it out. Basically, for those of you who don't know, I am a member of my school's DECA business organization, which is a nationwide organization for the U.S. And a couple other countries. Basically, where you get together, you have competitions for like business role plays, you get tested, and if you win, you can win scholarships and different things like that. Basically, the organization in January and February of each year, those are like our competition seasons. So for the past 2 months, I've really been putting a lot of my time and effort into those into that organization, studying, prepping for competition, district competition in January, and if I win that, which I did place, I can move on to the state competition, which just ended yesterday. Yeah, again, I apologize for not coming out with videos as consistently as I would have liked, but I do thank you all who have stuck out the channel, because from here on out, since I'm not going to nationals, you will get consistent videos for the rest of the year, until, of course, I have some vacation or until competition season next year. Alrighty, guys, so since I have been at the state competition for the past 3 days, this is the first time I've been down in the fish room in just about 4 days, since that's how long I've been gone. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really cool video, because you guys are getting to see everything that I see when I walk into the fish room. If anything's dead, you guys will see it. Unfortunately, it smells like there's dead fish. That's all I can smell. And the first thing I see in one of my guppy tanks is a load of dead guppies added on to a filter that is not working. Most of these are female guppies. Very unfortunate. I'm going to have to deal with that immediately. Just checking around the fish room. This filter is also not submersed fully. It should be. This one's also not submersed fully. Oh boy, this is terrible, guys. This one here, well, this one's doing well. We got tons of fry, as you can see. This is the multicolored guppy tank. Yeah, so the filter's still running in this tank. The water has come down quite a bit ever since I left. The water has also come down in the yellow guppy tank, but these guys are doing just as well, because the filter's still running. We still got some fry going in there. Java moss looking like it's doing good in both this tank and this tank. We come up the top here. Java moss looks like it's doing all right, so I'm not too worried about that. Bob is not in good shape. Again, because I've been in DECA competition season, I have not been able to find the time to bring in the 180-gallon tank, which means that Bob has not been able to move from the 30-gallon, and he does not look good in there. I don't know what happened. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to look at that after. The 55, the arowana is still obviously in here, since we still don't have the 180. The firemouth is doing dandy back there. I don't know if you can see him. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, you can see him right back there. You can kind of see his shadow. He looks like he's doing great. The water's really low in this tank, so I'm going to have to fill that one up. Yeah, so let's get working. Alrighty, guys, so I got my net. I'm right now using this hang-on breeder box. I'm going to be using this to put all the dead fish in here from the 10-gallon breeder tank. This really sucks. I'm going to count one by one, see how many we got in here, but most of them are females. Which really sucks, because I took a long time to try and organize the females. We got one. We got a male back here. It's two. Another male. All right. Three. Four. That's a female. Yeah, it looks like numbers are going to be pretty bad in this tank. I'll get back to you guys when I'm done with this. Unfortunately, as you can see, I pulled out 9 dead guppies, 5 dead males, 4 dead females, which really sucks. So we're going to actually put this off to the side, because I'm sure we're going to pull some dead out of other tanks. Hopefully not, though. 9 is not nearly as big as of a loss I thought we were taking, but it looks like there still could be some more in here. This tank is probably in the worst shape of all of them, but we're going to fix that in just a moment. Alright, guys, so as you can see, this is my water pump here that I was just about to use to pump out all the rest of the water and do a full water change on this tank, do a full water change on the tank below it. And as you can see, I just pulled all of these snail shells out of this and out of the end of the pipe for the water changing hose that I use, because it was not working. So now, hopefully this thing is still working properly. Hopefully now that I've emptied it, I can hook this hose back up to the pump and we can start pumping the water. But it seems like this is going to turn more into a daily vlog this week, just because I want to bring you guys along cleaning up the entire fish room, because as you can see, tons of salt spilt out while I was gone. All of the cords I want to put in the back of the tanks. I got to fill up a bunch of the tanks. I got to deal with Bob. So this will probably be a 3-part series cleaning this up that you will get over the week, so that it doesn't take up our weekly Sunday videos. Alrighty guys, so I'm right now draining the water. I got my vacuum in the tank. Yeah, I'm just sucking up all the food at the bottom. As you can tell, the tank's draining pretty fast, so I definitely did unclog the problem that we were having with the vacuum. Yeah, this tank's going to be all cleaned up and nice and shiny in no time. So, yeah, as you can tell, that pump works a lot faster now that I cleaned it out. So, excellent. So as you can see, it's all drained out for the most part. As you guys know, this is a tank that I don't want to lose, so I got an ammonia clear fizz tab. I'm just going to toss in, it's 1 for every 10 gallons. I also have the remainder of what's left of my freshwater salt. Something that I've learned from working at Central Mass Aquatics is that guppies especially actually love salt, so I'm just going to pour the rest of it in here because these guys are going to need it. We're filling up the entire tank, and then we're draining it again halfway, and then we're going to fill it up just to kind of make sure that we get the best water possible in this tank. As you can tell, I got the tank filling up right now. I have the hose set on just a very low thing. I don't want to put too much power in it because since the fish have been in this water, that's killed 9 fish. When you guys saw it on camera, I pulled 2 more out, adding up to 11. And another one got sucked up by the vacuum. You know, I know that their immune systems are already pretty weak, so we don't want to blast them with super cold water right when we're filling up the tank the first time. So now I'm just going to wash the sponge, and we're going to hope for the best. It looks like, obviously, the males are outnumbering the females. We lost quite a few females, looks like we also have a couple more that are just on the brink of dying, unfortunately. So, yeah. I'm glad I caught this, though, when I did. It could have been a lot worse. So, as you guys can see, the water's already getting clear already. There's hardly any food on the bottom anymore. There's still a little bit, but we're going to get that with the vacuum later on. Since I know this water's cold, since we don't actually have a heater in our excess water tank, I'm actually going to shut this off, and I'm going to go move this to another tank just because I want to let the heater kick in, heat up this tank a little bit more, because I know that these guys are already pretty weak. So, yeah, let me do that. So as you guys can see, the water's already pretty clear. I'm running the filter. I have already cleaned the sponge filter. It's still a little brown though, unfortunately. I really tried to clean it. It's really not changing color back to its original gray color that I bought it at. But as you can see, the fish are absolutely thriving now. It's been about 6 hours since I shot the video earlier on today. The water's only halfway up. I'm about to fill it up to the top. So that, yeah, it will be all set after that. I put, like I said, there was salt in here, an ammonia thing, and now all the fish are just fine. The fish that were swimming a little awkwardly, they look like they're doing great, and I think they'll be doing even better once I fill this tank up a little bit more. Now, moving on, unfortunately, I got to dump on my dead scoop here. I forgot to do that earlier. I filled up this tank to 2/3 of the way, filled up this tank 2/3 of the way, filled up the tank on the bottom there 3/4 of the way, this one 3/4 of the way. Turning around, I filled up the arowana tank over here. Looking pretty good. It's still a solid 1.5 to 2 inches of space there, but it's not going to do much with the arowana in there and the firemouth. Oh, there he is. He's sticking his head out. right there. Yeah. So I made sure to get those things done. I think that pretty much wraps up this part. Second part, we're going to be working on Bob's tank over there, because as you can see, he does not look like he's doing too hot. So we'll get to that. Going to clean this tank, clean up this tank here, get rid of all the wires, and finally do that one. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know, probably a little boring. Thanks for sticking with it though, and I'll see you guys in part 2.